Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my 100th time filming this. I just filmed a whole 15-minute spiel and realized I had my camera facing the wrong friggin' way. It's been a morning, guys. I've been up since 4:30 because I didn't sleep worth crap. And I'm really not feeling super great today. My tummy feels all yucky, and so I've had to stop and start and help. It's been a day, okay? I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley, and this is my stitching corner where I of course talk all about cross stitch. I'm going to make my update about my life very brief because I've already tried to talk about it 15 separate times, and it's just been stressful. So you guys will notice that I'm in a different room today. This is Kristen's old bedroom, and I have now since moved into her room because she has moved out. So she's out on her own. She's off with her partner, doing well. She's been gone for about a month now. So that's been quite the adjustment for us and for the animals, and that's been a thing. We've been doing, of course, prep for the wedding and, all that kind of stuff, which is in September. So we're getting there, and racing season, of course, which is in now full swing, and I do have 5 horses to watch race this afternoon. So I'm really excited to watch all my boys get out there and do their best and do their thing, because we've been working really hard training them and all of that good stuff. So though the weather does not look very pleasant for horse races, it's looking like it's gonna pour all afternoon. So yeah, it's I think 6:30 in the morning right now. Who films a Flosstube at 6:30 in the morning? Me. Because I've been up since 4:30. So yeah, I just I got up, I was playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but anyways, I was playing that on my Switch this morning for a little bit, and I, at 6 o'clock I decided, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna film my video, get it done, get it uploading and stuff so that you guys can have it for this afternoon while I'm out at the races. And yeah, so Kristen's been moved out. We've been prepping for the wedding. We've just had a lot going on with the horses. Larry's got his sister-in-law in town. No, not sister-in-law. What the hell? How does that work again? His father's sister. Yeah, I think. Anyway, she's in town for 2 weeks, and she's leaving on Tuesday, so we've been spending some time with her. Apparently we're supposed to be all going out as a family this afternoon to the wildlife park to have a barbecue, but if the weather is going to be crappy, I'm pretty sure we're not doing that, which is going to be unfortunate because I don't get to see the rest of Larry's family too often because they're all really busy. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to stop rambling about what's been going on in my life. Yeah, obviously, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind. And if you hear running water, there's a fountain right outside the window to this room, so that's probably why you're getting trickling water. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. 4, 5, at least 5. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a day, I can already tell. Okay, 6. There's 1, 2, 3. This is the 6th, I think. Oh my god. Okay, this is a hot mess already. Can you tell them how to practice, guys? Anyway. Okay, so let's get started with the first project. So the first project that I'm going to show you guys is my current focus for a finish. Now, this project has been thing for me for almost 4 years now. And I don't know why it's taking me so long. Because I really do love the project. It's a great image. There's really not that much left to do to it. I don't know why I'm dragging my feet on it. I think it's because it's a gift, and usually gifts tend to be kind of one of those like, oh, you know it's for someone else, so you're not really totally into. Anyway, I digress. So the person that's supposed to be getting this as a gift is coming to my wedding in September. Her and her husband are coming to my wedding. They're bringing my mom. And so I was like, listen, I need to get this done so that when she comes to the wedding, I can send this home with her. Because she's waited long enough. She's waited for almost 4 years for this damn thing. So, yeah. So the project that I'm talking about, and some of you might already know what this is The Canadian Beauty by Joan Elliott. And yeah, oh god, I'm like getting emotional just thinking about it, because like, damn, she's beautiful, and I don't know why I'm dragging my feet so much, you know. So let me show you guys where she's at now. So you're gonna have to excuse the thread that's kind of hanging at the top of the project. So this is where she is now. I'll just peek out from here. And I'm sorry that there's, see-throughness. I don't have a board to show, but you guys, I'm sure, can see this just fine. So that's where she's at. And she's just kind of hanging off the Q-snap right now. I just took the clamps off of her so that you guys could see her in full glory. So I'm, of course, working down in this corner down here. So I've just recently filled all of this red in. There was some empty spots there. And now I'm kind of working down in this area. So my plan is to kind of finish this area off of her. So finish this part, backstitch it, backstitch these flowers, get the fox finished up, backstitch him, backstitch as much of the bear as I can, and then move the Q-snap and start going. Like, I might have to come back up here, obviously, because of her dress, but I'm going to try to finish her in sections now. So this section, of course, is going to be first, and I plan on working on her for a couple of hours today before I go to the racetrack. So hopefully we can get that done. Yeah, so hopefully I've got 3 months to finish her, and if she still takes me 3 months to finish, there's a serious problem, because it should not take me that long. So she is being stitched on a 28 count unnamed fabric, and I really don't know. I want to say maybe it's Pole Stitches fabric, but I really can't be 100% sure on that, because the fabric was never labeled for me from the store when I bought it. So I kind of got it home and went, damn it, I don't have a label, I don't know what this is. So I'm sorry guys, there's just really nothing there to show you. Now you're gonna have to bear with me a second. I forgot a cover photo. Okay. So next on the list is another big lady. This is my very first Bella Filipina. This is Julia the Firefly Princess. And I absolutely just, oh my god, she's... You guys just won't understand. Unless you've stitched the Bella Filipina, which I'm sure many of you have. Just the pure beauty of these projects, honestly. I mean, and the same for Joan Elliott's, but this girl, she's blingy. I mean blingy. Now, she sort of is kind of, the bottom half of her is out of a Q-snap right now, but it's all bunched up because I've been trying to keep the clamps off of the stitches when I'm not stitching, just to make sure they don't get too flattened. So you won't be able to see the whole thing of her, but I will show you where I am with her right now. And this is where I am with her currently. So, since you guys have seen her last time, I've done a bit more in her hair. I think I've done a bit more down in this area here as well. And of course, I've stitched all of her wings. So I'm going to try to bring that in so you guys can see it better. That is entirely made of Krennic. Well, not Krennic, because I've switched everything to Petite Treasure Braid. minus the Kranich glow-in-the-dark thread filament, which is kind of in there. There's like some pink and some green blending filament. You might be able to see it, you might not. But that is pure shimmer. So she is got lots of petite treasure braid and glow-in-the-dark threads and beads. So and she's got some treasures as well. So I really am excited about her. This Grand Guard I made myself, which is pretty awesome. And so she does not fit the theme at all, right? This originally was supposed to be for the other Q-Snap that has my Harry Potter project on it. But anyway, so yeah, I absolutely love her. She does have some Karen water lilies in her as well, which I've never stitched with before. And I absolutely friggin' love. They are so soft, they're so great. And the color of that, I think if I'm not mistaken, the color of the, I just want to show it to you guys because it's so pretty. And I'll show you guys the blending filament as well. So this is, and it's, oh my gosh, and it's terrible, terrible stuff. And it's coming off the spool like, okay. So these are the Kranich glow-in-the-dark threads. And they are awful. I absolutely hate them. But I'm working with them anyways because I like punishing myself. Anyways, so the Karen Water Lily is this beautiful bluey green kind of color. And I'm pretty sure it's called Bermuda Reef or something like that. It is gorgeous. Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So, those are those colors. I just wanted to show you guys because I thought they're really pretty. But yeah, the glow-in-the-dark thread is like devil's... it's worse than the regular Kranich, I feel like. Because it just splits and it frays and it bunches and it's just awful. Anyhow, so that is the second project that I've been working on. And she is being stitched on a 28 count Mirage from Picture This Plus, which is not the called for, but it is one of the suggested from 123 Stitch. So my friend Maria is also going to be stitching her at some point, and we picked the same fabric to stitch her on. So that will be fun. So I'm excited to get back to work on her as well. So she probably won't see any more work now until I've finished my Canadian Beauty project, but we'll see. There might be a time where I feel like diving into it and stitching her a bit. Oops. Dropping needle minders on the floor. Okay. So, the next project that we have going on, which hasn't seen a ton of work, is my Buttons and Beads by Mill Hill. And this is my Hummingbird project. This is a project that I am stitching for Larry's mom. Well, it's supposed to be for her, but I feel like I'm going to end up keeping it anyway because I think it's really, really pretty. And I'm not very far on it because I haven't really worked on it, like I said, because I've been really focusing on other stuff right now. But that's where I am on this. So I've really been kind of trying to focus on working top to bottom now, trying to get the background finished, and yeah. So I really like this one, but this one, because of the color of the paper, it's very hard on the eyes, so I can't work on this one for too long, because it's a bright yellow, and it just with that and paired with the holes just kind of makes it very difficult. So yeah, we're getting some show through from the back, I realized. So, but yeah, I really love this one. It's very cute, it's very pretty, and eventually I'll get back to this. It might just become a travel project for me. I don't know. I just haven't been wanting to work on too much lately, so what do you do? Alright, okay, and the next project is one of my big Dimensions Gold projects. This is the Mare and Full, which is a project that I managed to find in the Canadian buy-sell cross-stitch group for a really decent price, so I'm really glad to have this now in my collection and as a whip. Because it was one of my unicorn charts, because so many of my friends had it and I loved it, but it was out of print and I was really sad. So, yeah, not too much farther on this one. I'm going to keep this folded in half because there's no sense in showing you guys the whole thing because there's really not much done since last you guys have seen it. But that's where I am on this one now, which, you know what, I'm just going to put this behind because it's going to make things a little easier. Okay, there we go. So, okay. So that's where I'm at now. So now I've kind of been working along the back of the mare's head there. Oh, she has an eye. So I've been focusing a bit on her. And yeah, I really love this one too. I want to work on it some more, but like I said, the Canadian Beauty is the main focus here, and she's going to continue to be the main focus until she's done. So a lot of this other stuff isn't going to see any work until she's finished, because I'm going to be very, very serious about finishing her. So yeah, that's that. And this is, of course, is just being stitched with the kit supplies, so nothing different there. And the last whip that I have to show you guys is one of my Heaven and Earth Designs projects. Now this one has not seen a ton of work because I just pulled it out for one day and put like 200 stitches in it, and then that was it. So you'll have to forgive me if you can't really see much of a difference, but this is my Mini Cunning by Sherry Gearhart and Heaven and Earth Designs, which of course, as you can see, is the Slytherin banner. So I am making this for Kristen, and my plan was to get this to her for Christmas this year, but I don't think that's happening. Not unless I really haul butt between when Canadian Beauty is finished and December. But yeah, and with the wedding and everything coming up, like, oh my gosh. So maybe once racing season is over, if I have more time, I can really focus on this. But anyway, I haven't done too much more on this. This is being stitched on 25 count, easy count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I was, of course, doing the Royal Rose method and have since deviated from that. And I started stitching in columns, and now I'm doing kind of like my own thing. So yeah, I just find, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, when you're stitching a Heaven and Earth Designs, it's kind of hard to stick to one method of stitching. Like, I don't know why that is, but I find it very hard. It's like sometimes I cross country by page, sometimes I want to cross country across the whole darn project, sometimes I want a Royal Rose, I want to stitch by column, I want to stitch just one page, I don't know. It's because it's such a big project, I guess it kind of lends itself easily to be like one of those stitches where you can like do a bit of everything. But yeah, there's been part of me right now that's been really wanting to like stitch the whole project one color at a time. Like largest to smallest sort of thing. Because there's a shit ton of black on that. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Because I know that would maybe make stitching it go faster by stitching one color at a time, focusing on one color. But then I feel like stitching one color at a time would get extremely boring. I don't know. Anyway. So, the surprise that I have for you guys today is I do have a finish, and I do have an FFO. And it is the same project. So as you guys know, I had been working really hard on my Riolis kit, my Blue Jays. And I'm very, very proud to say that I did finish that project and I did frame it. So I apologize for any glare. I did frame this myself. I bought the frame at Michael's, and now maybe some people will frown upon this, maybe they won't. I know everybody's got their own opinions on how you should frame cross stitch. So I just bought some foam core board and I pinned it to the foam core board. Like I wrapped it around and pinned it. I did not lace it at all, so it's just pinned. I have done other projects that way and it's worked fine. Is the foam core board acid free? I really don't know. It's what I bought at Michael's, so your guess is as good as mine. It's the Elmer's brand. I don't know if those are acid free or not. Because I know some people say if you really want your projects to last long, don't use that kind of stuff. Like, what? I don't know. So, anyway, again, I digress. I just am stitching with the supplies that I have at hand because I can't, or like I'm framing with the supplies that I can get a hold of, and what's cheapest for me, because framing here can be very, well, I mean, for anybody, framing can be really, really expensive. And so I go the cheapest route that I can for most of my work, unless of course it's going to be like one of my big ladies, I might actually take the time to go and send it to a professional. Now, I will say I had a friend, and I was kind of nervous about it because I've heard the stories about Michael's. I've heard the horror stories about how people's cross stitch got mistreated and not framed right and blah, blah, blah. A friend of mine just took hers to Michael's and just received it back a few days ago, and she showed it to me, and it is absolutely stunning. The people at Michael's did a great job on it. So I feel like it's just really a hit and miss with who the framers are, and whether or not they've had experience framing needlework before or not, or whatever. But she looks beautiful, and like, yeah. But again, taking cross stitch to a place like that is very expensive. So like, it has to be a project that's really, really worth it for me to be taking that money and using it to frame something. Like my Bella Filipina, when she's finished, I might actually take the time to, you know, put her on the behind the non-glare glass and like all that. I don't know yet. Time will tell. But because she's so special and has all the bling and everything like that, I really want to make sure she's taken care of properly and is protected and things like that. So I don't know. And plus, I've never actually framed a project that's had beads before, so like, I don't know how I even approach that. So anyway, again, I digress. Yeah, so love this. I think the frame makes the birds pop right out, and this is a project that I really wanted to have hanging in my house because it does reflect my life out here in Nova Scotia, since we have so many blue jays. Of course, if you guys remember from one of my first videos from when we moved out here, I was just awe-stricken by how many blue jays there are. There's a ton, and we do have some that come to our feeder here at home. And just recently, I've heard them in the trees. I just never seen them. I knew there was cardinals around. There's cardinals around here in a few different places. And I knew there was some to the property, like on the property next to us, it's a blank. It's just a lot with nothing there. So again, there's a line of trees on the opposite side of that lot. And I know that the cardinals have been nesting there. And I hadn't seen them. Like in the early stages of spring when the trees were still bare, I had seen the male in the trees. And I was like, oh, buddy, I wish you'd come to my feeder and have something to eat. And I've been waiting and I just never see them. And just recently, a couple of days ago, I was hearing some chirping that wasn't really familiar to me. And I glanced over at our bird feeder, and the female cardinal had taken it upon herself to rest and have a meal. So I was really excited about that. I was like, oh my gosh, they're female. I was like, but it was really the male that I was hoping would come over, because of course the males are the really pretty ones. So I was like, okay. So I kept kind of like talking to her through the window, and I was like, you gotta bring your boyfriend over. He's gotta come and eat too. So eventually he would come by and he would kind of stop on the edge of our deck, and then he'd fly away. Like, he was just kind of getting used to the idea of coming to our property. And eventually he did start eating here. So I now have a mated pair of cardinals coming to my bird feeder, which I'm super excited about because it's been a long time since I've actually seen some cardinals. Because when we lived in Ontario, I rarely saw cardinals. So to know that we have a mated pair not too far from our house that will come and share a meal together is really awesome. Yeah, I've very quickly become obsessed with birds now. I don't know why. Might have something to do with this. But yeah, we've been getting, you know, doves and chickadees and finches, like goldfinches and regular little house finches, and, you know, different types of birds coming to our feeders. So it's really awesome. I just wish I could get better photos of them because I don't want to get too close to the feeder. And scare them away, because I want to encourage them to come to the feeder. I don't want to frighten them and scare them away from it. So yeah, so that's really what I've been up to, guys, for the last few weeks. Like I said, so hopefully you guys will see me again in a couple of weeks. I don't know. We'll see how things go with the Canadian Beauty project. If I can finish her, you know, soon-ish, or I feel like I've made significant progress enough on her that I can allow myself a little bit of work on my other projects, then hopefully you guys will see me, you know, sooner rather than later. Now, this project, the Canadian Beauty, is, like I said, going back with the lady when she comes to my wedding. I'm not framing her, of course, because she has to fly home, so she can't really take the cross stitch on the plane. So what we're doing is I'm just sending it to her, you know, rolled up and protected like a tube or something that she can take with her on the plane, and she's going to take it to get framed herself, which is fine because then she can choose whatever she wants and thinks looks best. So yeah, I just feel really guilty that she's had to wait so long for it, but I know I'm not the only person here that has like stitch something for somebody and taken so long. Anyway. Alright, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I hope to see you guys again very soon. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Bye.